Sometimes it's nice to not be wired in every second of every day. Sometimes you gotta go wireless. The Lumsing wireless Bluetooth speaker allows you to do just that at not a bad price. Audio cables and USB cables and headphones are ridiculously annoying to try to manage just in everyday life alone, nevertheless outside. However, pretty much every device we own carries Bluetooth capabilities. Why not make use of it? Overall, the Lumsing Bluetooth speaker is a fairly simple product. It's a Bluetooth speaker. On the top, you have a speaker.
No way!
On the front and back, you have just regular Lumsing branding. On the right side, you have 4 buttons. You have play, pause, volume up and down, as well as a call button to send basically to receive calls if your phone rings while you're using the speaker. It has 2 indicator lights, one for the battery status and one for the Bluetooth connectivity status. And then you have a microphone port for talking back when answering phone calls. You also have on the other side a carabiner clip, although it's way too heavy to put on a keychain. I would not recommend putting it on a keychain. However, the clip would be useful for hanging it on something while you're outside to keep it hung and still playing music for you. You also have a little protective flap here to cover up the micro USB port as well as the 3.5mm auxiliary input. The bottom of the device is just a giant power button. Functionality is straightforward as well. You pair it with your phone or iPod or other Bluetooth capable device and play music. That's about it. If you want wired music, you can hook it up via the 3.5mm auxiliary connection, and if you want to charge it, you plug in the micro USB cable to a charging outlet. However, there's just one nuance about this device that just absolutely drives me nuts. It has a voiceover clip that plays when you turn it on, when you activate Bluetooth, and when you turn it off. And it is loud. It is horrendously loud. Let me turn it on for you right now. This is me talking normally to my microphone.
Powering on. Bluetooth.
I don't know how well that projected to the microphone, but it is much louder than just a normal... It is much louder than just a normal person talking in a room. I would say it equates to being the volume up at full blast playing music. However, it's completely not controlled based on your volume level for the music. So I have the if I hit play, alright, I have the volume turned all the way down. It's still playing music, but it's turned all the way down. If I turn the device off,
powering off,
it is still full blast playing through here. Drives me nuts. It's just an obnoxious voiceover that's not remotely necessary at all. Some sort of beep sequence would be much more appropriate, and it's just ridiculously loud. So don't turn this on with people sleeping near you, else they're going to be horrendously woken up to the sound of
powering on, Bluetooth, powering off.
It would also be nice to have back and forward buttons for switching tracks when you're playing music, since the primary purpose of this device is to play music through it via Bluetooth. However, and while generally Bluetooth doesn't have that wide of a range anyway, you're still, like, when I turn this on and play music, my iPod it's connected to is all the way across the room. And if you're outside doing something like that, you're not going to always be right next to your device, and it would be kind of beneficial to be able to choose back and forward on your tracks, because otherwise you have absolutely no control over that. You just have play and pause. The speaker carries a 1000 milliamp hour battery, which claims an 8-hour battery life. However, that will totally depend on your usage, how high your volume is, whether or not you're doing calls, whether you're using wired or wireless, etc. But expect about a good 5 or 6 hours out of this before charging. However, it doesn't take that long to charge it, so not a big deal. This Bluetooth speaker carries a single sound driver which claims a 2 to 3 ohm impedance, which is capable of delivering a pretty loud and clear sound. It's pretty hard to get a really clear and high quality sound out of a small device, especially with one driver inside. However, it does a good job at making sure that it's loud and that it's so clear. There's no distortion, there's no audio artifacting, there's no static, nothing like that. It is a clear signal. It's just very much lacking in bass and even in some of the mid-range sound waves. But it's very, very loud, so it's perfect for hanging outside for like get-togethers or parties or something like that, where you just kind of need it off playing background music. I wouldn't necessarily, if you have any sort of audio file and you expect you to use this as your main listening device. However, for get-togethers and things like that, this is actually kind of perfect. And with the carabiner clip, you can just hang it off somewhere and have it playing music, and be good to go. It features a very rugged build quality with a nice rubber grip around it, so you're not gonna slip when holding it or anything like that. And it's made to survive the elements, so basic dust, dirt, and water. However, if you drop it into a lake, don't necessarily expect it to still work when it reaches the bottom. But overall, this is a nice little Bluetooth speaker, definitely worth the price and perfect for outside, the parties and things like that. However, just don't put it on your keychain. You're gonna hurt yourself if you do that. But hope you enjoyed this video, guys. As always,